On and Matty Staats. We're gonna talk some college basketball and some NBA basketball. How's it going, guys?
Going good, man. How about y'all?
Going well.
Good, good. How was the Super Bowl? How'd you make out? How was it, Matt? How'd you do?
I did pretty good. We were talking about it beforehand. I should have actually played that prop I gave out on Cup, but I made out like a bandit with the under call, even though I said it was going to be like 16-13. It was still under the total. And then I took the Bengals plus the points, and I was able to get a live bet on the Rams. I had a weird feeling they're going to take all the money on this game. They took Mattress Max money. They took the public Rams money. They took the over money. I think the house made out like bandits. How did you do, Bo?
I did pretty good, man. I took the under in the full game. I pushed on the half. I had -3. I think most of us did. I also cashed in with a nice. I had the round to win in a margin from 1 to 13.5 at plus 140. So I cashed in with that. They got the win by 3. And I also jumped in with my boy Johnny's play with the Bengals, man, in the third quarter. So I appreciate my boy for that. But yeah, with the props, man, I kind of went so. I think I went like 3-3, something like a wash on my props. The big one that I had was the mixing on them rushing targets. Man, I really thought that the round would shut him down, but he managed to get over 72. So kind of push out with the props, but I did cash in big with the under in the full game.
Very good. Yeah, it was quite a game. Looked like the Bengals were almost going to take it there for a minute. But yeah, when we did the show on Tuesday, Justin had gave out a final score prediction of 24-20 on the Rams, and man, was he close! If they would have made that extra point there in the second quarter, he would have nailed that spot on. We all agreed on the under in the first half, Justin, Bo, and I. So we all cashed on that. I had the Rams -3 was the play. It did push because of that extra point. I gave everyone over 9.5 in the first quarter for even money. That cashed, being 7-3 in the first quarter. And I told everyone in this third quarter, Bengals plus 130 would be real juicy if the Rams went into halftime with the lead, and the Bengals went right down the field, put up 7, then intercepted and kicked that field goal, and that almost guaranteed us plus 130 on the money line in the third quarter. And the biggest play of the weekend for me was Evan McPherson over 1.5 field goals made at -120. That was huge. Seeing that, the guy's automatic. He can kick anywhere inside the 50. They did have a couple plays. There was one play in particular where it was 4th and 1, and the Bengals went for it, and they later on scored the touchdown. But I could have had actually 3. I could have had that in the first half, but then they came back in the third quarter after that interception. The drive stalled, and I got that cash early in the third quarter. So those bets are nice when your best bet of the day cashes in the third quarter. So overall, I thought, a great game. Been a lot of mixed reviews on the halftime show, but that's not what we're really here for. But I thought, in all, it was a good competitive game, and I think we all got our money's worth, and we all made a little bit of money, and that's what's really important. So let's move on to college basketball tonight. There's kind of a short schedule today. There's only one top 25 team playing tonight, which will be Oklahoma State versus Kansas. I think Kansas is ranked where are they at, Bo? 17th or something? Jayhawks?
Yeah.
10th? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
They're not they went on a losing streak, so yeah, I think they're like 17. I think you're correct.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. So the Cowboys are coming into Kansas. Kansas is laying 10.5. The total's set at 143. Anybody got any thoughts on this big top 25 game? The only top 25 game we got on the schedule today. Anybody?
Um,
No. Okay, so that's a
I'll,
hard.
I'll lean the dog. I just think that Oklahoma State, they pulled out a big win on Saturday. They blew somebody out, and Kansas kind of had to claw their way against Oklahoma, and it might have taxed them a little bit. I think Oklahoma State can hang around the plus 10.5.
Yeah, I don't have a play on it either. If I was going to play this game, I'd play the under. Oklahoma State's not a team known to really put up a ton of points, so I think 143 would be a good underplay. In fact, I might look at it a little closer, but I've got other good games tonight. Another marquee matchup. Virginia Tech tonight. Virginia comes in as a 4.5 point underdog, and the total set at 118.5. It's kind of what we would expect out of these two teams. The low scoring number at 118.5. Anybody got any thoughts on that game at all?
I definitely lean the Cavs plus 4.5. I mean, if you want to buy it to 5, just in case, but I think Virginia has been playing well. It's a rivalry game. It should be close. So I definitely lean the dog, Virginia. Bo, your thoughts?
Man, I say the first team to 60 points win this game. It's gonna be low scoring. I would
If
take
if we can
the,
get a team to
if we
60.
get it to 10, I would take that under, man, 118. I know it's low, but if you done watch a two-team play, it's you gotta just close your eyes, man. But I would lean toward the under 118.
Yeah, it's almost like watching paint dry, watching these two teams. Yeah, I would definitely look at it live betting. Let's say they jump out in the first 2 minutes and they score 8 points. That number is going to jump up to 124, and that'd be a time I would jump on the under real quick right there if they come out
It's
just
true.
a little fast and you know a turnover, a quick fast break points. But other than that, yeah, I would kind of lean towards the under for sure. So let's move on. Here's a play. Washington State's traveling to Eugene to play Oregon. Oregon was 3.5. I made a video last night. The total set at 135. I told everyone to take the Ducks and lay in the 3.5. The line has moved up to 5 now. So I don't know if people are following me or the money's coming in on the Ducks. So what do you guys like in this? 135. Washington State will work with 5 now because that is the line. Washington State's getting 5 or laying 5 with Oregon. You got any thoughts, Matt?
Uh, that's gonna be a it's gonna be a tough game for Washington State. I think I like obviously the number you got's better than what we're looking at now. As far as the total, man, I think they're really trying to bait you to take the over, just because I think Oregon, some games they score a lot. If I had to pick, I would probably parlay Oregon money line with the over in that game. Bo, what do you think about the Oregon Washington State matchup?
Um, I think I would take the Ducks in this game. I think they can get it done at home. I would lay the 5 points, even though it had went up. I think the Ducks offense just in a way it's a little bit better than Washington. I know Washington State play good defense, but I still think Oregon can cover the 5 points at the house.
Yeah, I think you can still make a play. I might drop it down to 4.5 and pay a little juice at 120, just because to get to that number 5 will win you, and really on a -5, you got to get all the way to 6 to clear that bet. But I think at the end of the day, you could even throw Oregon on a money line little two-team parlay, two-team money line parlay, and try to make some money on that as well. So I think we all agree Oregon will get it done tonight. It's just how close they can get to that number, how far they can jump over that. What else you got, Bo? I think you put out a. Did you have Vermont play today, laying 11.5? I saw that on your video.
Yeah, I love them Vermont Catamounts, man. I also looked at the over, man. I looked at it throughout the day. I would take that over too, man. I take the over 137.5. As I said in previous videos, man, this team is shooting like 63% from the field, over 40% from the three. They're 12-0 in this division. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the way better team. I think they already met before this season. I think they won about 10. But since then, man, Vermont just been on a tear, man. I already laid the 11.5. I would take that over 137 and add it to that. So I like Vermont to win this game big. Also, I started to put some money on that team total 74. I think they'll get that too. So that's still an extra play. Team total 74.
All right. You got anything? I'm gonna follow you on this Vermont, Bo. I don't know much about it, so I laid a half a unit, and I'll trust you on this with my money on Vermont. I'll lay the 11.5 and write this out with you. What about you, Matt? You got anything? I don't follow Vermont, so I don't even know their mascot name, to be
I
honest with
got two kind of random conference plays as well. I will probably follow Bo as well on Vermont, but I like Cleveland State minus the 2 on the road. I know
Yeah, that's suspect. That seems so low.
it does. But I know Cleveland State recently has kind of had a rough game with someone that got upset, and I just think they're having a banner year for Cleveland State. And I mentioned them last show, and I just think they're scrappy. I think they'll find a way to cover the 2 on the road tonight against IPFW. The second play, a team I followed all season, Southern Utah, another kind of random conference. They're on the road at Northern Colorado. Uh, I'll take the 1.5, but I'll buy it to 2 just in case it's going to be a real close game. But I think Southern Utah could get the win in Northern Colorado. They just play fundamental basketball the whole year. They've been pretty consistent. Definitely have more wins than losses. So I like Cleveland State and Southern Utah with the spread in both of those games.
All right, let's go back to that Cleveland State. You got any thoughts on that, Bill? I think that number seems almost like a trap that they want me to walk right into. It just seems low. Hey, did you
Yeah.
look at that? I looked at that game, and I just think hopefully Matt's right, and this is a great play because that's a short number for a, kind of a mismatch, in my opinion. Cleveland State's definitely 2 hands above in this situation. Did you look at it all, Bo? You didn't take the bait?
No, I didn't look at this game, so
Okay.
I want to trust Matt on this one.
All right. Well, we're going to keep our eyes on it. And the other game he brought up, I didn't look at that at all. I have no skin, no opinion. How about you, Bo?
Yeah, I would look at that under in that game.
Okay.
They set a lot of them totals real high in that division for some reason. Yeah,
Yeah, the
so I would.
totals that for Northern Colorado, Southern Utah, we're all the way up to 157. So um, I am taking 2 teams with better records, which on the road, which is it's tough sledding. I mean, it is hard to win on the road, but I just think that they're both going to be able to just kind of grind it out. It's going to be close games, but I think Southern Utah can actually money line the spread, and I think Bo's right. It might actually go under that 157.
All right. All right. We got a new viewer, little Joe, it looks like. He likes Kansas tonight. He thinks Kansas is going to get the cover the spread of 10.5 against Oklahoma State. So we'll keep an eye on that. That is the big college game of the night. Any other plays tonight in the college, guys? Or are we going to move on to the NBA?
That's
I
it
just
for
got
me.
one more
Bo, you
play.
got anything?
took Dayton. I took Dayton minus the. I had them at 1.5. It went up to 2. I also took them straight up on the money line at minus 125. Just think they're a better team than Rhode Island. They've been putting up almost 72 points a game. Better free throw shooting team. I think Rhode Island is only averaging 55% from that 3. We already know how important free throws is in college basketball. So it come down to that. I like Dayton to get the win on the road minus that 1.5. I'll take it at that 2 on the money line
Yeah.
as well.
I looked at that too. It smelled fishy to me too. There again, I think that's another line that should have been 3 or 4. Um, so we're gonna hope for the best on that one too. I think you do have a good shot on that, especially at 1.5 or 2. Um, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. It just I
I
always
like
feel like
Dayton
there's
as
something maybe
well.
I don't know. What's that, Matt?
I like what Bo's. I like the Dayton Flyers as well. I think you're right though. They are trying to bait us here. Dayton seems like head and shoulders above Rhode Island, but I just think look, it's early in the week. I think Mondays are typically does there's more favorites that cover.
Yeah, I just think sometimes when I see a line lower than what I had probably thought it should or would be, um, maybe there's something I'm missing or I don't know. You know, the injury reports in college aren't as up to date as we get them in the NBA.
You're
Um,
right about that.
so let's hope for that with Bo, and let's move on to the NBA. Now, one thing I want to say is Portland, Milwaukee. That was a huge line this morning. Milwaukee was laying 15.5, and then they came out. I think Giannis is doubtful. I've probably got him pegged it out. We made a small play on 15.5 of Portland because we also played Portland on the money line against the Knicks, and that was able to cash. So anytime I can get 15.5 points in the NBA, it's worth a shot to me. The line's now moved down to 11.5. The total set at 225. Portland at Milwaukee. Milwaukee, if you look at their roster, they don't have any bigs. Lopez is out. Giannis is out. Um, What do you think about that game, guys? Anything?
Yeah, when I heard that Giannis news, man, I was thinking about taking that under, but then I went all the way down for I think it started at 235, 234, and it came all the way down to 225. So if I was to lean on this game, I would go over that total right now at 225.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a no play for me. Like I said, it's 11 and a half. It will, if you could jump back up to 12, get some public money in there that doesn't know Giannis is out. And we all may be wrong. Giannis might end up playing. So I haven't
Yeah,
seen officially.
I've
It's a
seen
game
that.
time decision, and he was downgraded to a doubtful. So usually when he gets downgraded, he don't play.
Mm,
And Milwaukee probably thinks they can handle Portland without him.
yeah,
So um, so the other games we got tonight, there's 9 on the card. Detroit at Washington. Sacramento's traveling in to beat up Brooklyn team. OKC's coming into New York to face the Knicks. Toronto's coming in to face the Pelicans. San Antonio's playing the Bulls without Zach LaVine. Orlando's going to Denver. Houston's going into Utah, and Golden State's hosting,
yeah,
or the Clippers
hmm
are hosting Golden State.
yeah.
Um, Anybody got any good plays in any of these games? We won't go over every game. Let's.
Man, I took the over in the Spurs and the Bulls game. Both these teams just been putting up a lot of points. Spurs been averaging over 115. Bulls at home averaging 117. With no Alonzo Ball, that defense for Chicago has really been giving up a lot of points. So I think as long as the ball is out, and I think that they'll be able to put a lot of points. Man, this the Dejounte, I always say his name wrong. I know it's Dejounte and DeMar DeRozan. Man, I think they're gonna be battling out to see who can put up the most points. DeRozan been putting up over 35 points in his last 5 games. Both these guys been going over their points, rebounds, and assists like crazy. So I would take the over, and I also got the props for those of them guys, man, to go over their points, rebounds, and assists, man. So I think I got Dejounte Murray at 40 and a half, and I got DeMar DeRozan. I just took his points at 31 over 31 points. So I like the over, DeRozan over 31 points, Dejounte Murray over 40 and a half points, rebound, and assists. They want to see some points in this game.
All right, yeah, that's the number's 234. Right before we came on the show, I was asked earlier in this game what my thoughts were. Ron Hahn. He came at me asking what was a better play in this game, and the line initially went up and then it came back down, and now it's settled in at 234. Um, yeah, your number is what, Bo? About 234, 234 and a half,
Yeah, I
something.
was initially my numbers were saying the under. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to Ron too, but a couple hours later, man, it shot way up. So you know what I'm saying? So I already trust my numbers more than anything. So
So
I
we're
mean,
going over, right? Over
yeah, my
234.
numbers got it at 237.
You're going over 237.
No, I'm saying that what my numbers got it at. The over and
Oh,
under
I
said
got you.
two.
I got you.
His
But
forecast, yeah.
what was your play? What was your bet on the ticket?
I took the over 234.
Oh, okay. Okay. All
Mm-hmm.
right. You got any thoughts on that, man? I'm gonna stay off of that.
Uh as far as that game goes, I would agree with Bo that you could definitely see some points, and he got some good. That's good information about some of those players scoring a lot of points. The games that I'm leaning on, guys, I do like the Kings in this spot. They were good to me last night. They took care of Washington. I know it's back to back, but like John mentioned, you got a depleted Brooklyn team. I think they're shell shocked with that trade. I think they're in disarray. I think a lot of the guys on the team are not too happy about it until everybody gets situated. I mean, they may gel eventually, but I don't think they're ready yet. I think Kings -2 on the road, and the other play I like. This may be kind of trappy, but I like the Raptors -3.5 at the Pelicans. I just think the Raptors are a better team. I know that that's a low line, and it's kind of trappy, but I just think in the end the Raptors have a decent road record at 15-11, and they'll be able to cover probably late in the fourth. They'll pull away in the fourth quarter.
All right, all right. We'll get back to that. We got Chris saying Bobby Portis over 20 points seems like a great play tonight. I think he's right on that. What do you guys think? Portis putting up over 20, especially if Giannis is out.
I agree.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's actually a great play. That's something I'm going to look at myself. So we'll go back with the Matt likes the Kings going into Brooklyn, laying 2.5, 3 points somewhere in that neighborhood. Matt,
I got it at 2, but it depends on where you play. I'm sure there's some 2.5, 3 out there.
yeah, um, that's a no play for me. If I had to make a play, I would actually play Brooklyn on the money line. I think they've got some pieces coming back. The Kings struggle on the road. They are on the back to back, but it's definitely a no play for me. So we will root for Matt on the Kings in this situation. Do you have any thoughts on that, Bo, at all? Sacramento at Brooklyn?
I mean, at 229, I'm like, where is Brooklyn gonna get their points from? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I would take that under, man. I would take the under 229. I just think that's too high. I know that the Kings known to play in high scoring games, but I just think that I don't think that Brooklyn be able to put up too many points with all those pieces missing.
yeah.
Joe Harris out, Joe Harris not playing, Kyrie Irving no play at the home game, so I like the under 229.
All right. Yeah, I would lean towards that. Now, we got to be careful because the scoring trend's been up and the books are definitely catching on to that and raising these numbers. So I think you might steal an under in this game as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be something definitely to look at. Any other thoughts on anybody looking at Detroit, Washington? No, Detroit stinks. Washington's not much better.
Yeah.
That's a guy. That's a talk about a no care game, guys. I mean,
You're
yeah.
only watching that if you're betting. That's all I can say.
Well, yeah, if you're betting, but even if you're betting, it's like, well, you might as well just throw a dart. I mean, and have one side of it have Detroit, the other one Washington. Because how do you cap those two teams? They're both probably going to start tanking eventually.
Yeah, I've got a play on that, but I can't really discuss. So
I hear you. Well, if you got an angle, that's different. As far as me caring about the outcome of that game, like you said, unless you got action on it, that's a hard game to care about. Like I could actually entertain that Milwaukee Suns game last Thursday, even if I didn't have action on it, but I can't entertain this Pistons game. I would never watch it.
yeah, it's one of my premium plays today. In fact, I got a pretty
Yeah.
good angle on this game. So
Well, I
the
did
plays that
take.
I go
I
ahead,
took a
Bo.
shot with Washington. I took a shot with Washington minus that 4. It went down to 3.5, but
It's definitely worth a
Detroit,
look. The Pistons
yeah,
stink.
Detroit just so bad on defense, man. They've been giving up over 126 points a game. So just on that, you know what I'm saying? Just on that alone, only 4 wins on the road.
Yeah,
I I take the home team, man.
and
I think
they got guys out. Jackson's out. Detroit's bad. But
they're just giving up way too many points, man. 120 points a game. Yeah, I'll take Washington, man. Come off that loss. I'll take them minus the 4.
them and Orlando's fighting for that lottery pick right here. So one of the plays I gave out tonight is Orlando Magic. No, I did not take Orlando, but Orlando's traveling into Denver to face the Nuggets. The line was 11 and a half, 10 and a half last night. I think it's moved up to 11 and a half. Yeah, it was 10 and a half last night. The total was set at 225 and a half. It went up to 226, back down to 225. I'm saying take the under in this game. Orlando's on this last game of this road trip. Just seems like a lot of games in Denver, the altitude starts getting to players. Denver should easily have a nice controllable lead, and I think they'll be able to rest some players tonight and coast into the fourth quarter and keep this game well under 225. You guys like anything in this?
Yeah, well, we talking about a team that's tanking. I think Orlando is fit that bill, man. You know what I'm saying? The way they just got smacked up by Phoenix, I like that under. I took Denver minus the points too, man. I just think that Atlanta just don't have nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? But tank. They're one of those lower scoring teams in the league. You know what I'm saying? On offense, they just don't score enough points. I
Yeah,
think Denver can win. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be careful in the first half, though. It seems like Orlando keeps it kind of interesting in the first half, and then in the second half, they kind of just realize they're defeated and it slips away. You got any thoughts on this at all, Matt?
I just threw in Denver in a money line parlay. I'll just go ahead and give you the other teams real quick. I got Knicks. I mean, these are all heavy, but I'll give you the price when it pays out. But the Knicks money line, Milwaukee, which we talked about, it could be scary if Giannis isn't playing. And then Denver Nuggets, and then the last thing we talked about this game, the Oregon Ducks is the last leg. So that's a four-teamer, and it's not crazy value, but I am over the hump of plus money. I'm at plus 127 on this, and I just don't see any of those teams losing. I do think Denver will in the second half pull away from Orlando.
All right, we're going to wish you luck on that.
Yeah,
This is the NBA, and this is February, so anything can and will happen.
absolutely.
Now, you talked about taking the Knicks on the money line. I'm going to go ahead and turn this into I'm going to take OKC with 10. When I can get OKC with double digits on the road, it just seems like it cashes more times than not. Um, so I'm going to actually take those 10 points and see how this game plays out. Hopefully, we both can catch it. The Knicks win by 7. You cash, I cash, and everybody's happy. Total set at 209. That's not something I want to even talk about on my end, but I think taking 10 would be really good value with this OKC team. I guess the spread on the road at double digits is phenomenal. It's over 70%. What do you think about this game, Bo? You like the money line play? You like the 10 points? You like the total? Anything? Or just stay away from this game completely?
Yeah, man. The Knicks just so they're not dependable at all. Like if they just they just blew a big lead against Portland the other day. If I was to take this game, man, I think that under being played. Uh, that's the only way I can see it.
All right, we got Kevin Lawrence checking in saying take the Thunder and the points. He's saying he agrees with that and he thinks that's a good play. So he's probably been paying attention to OKC as well. Thanks for your
Yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
Kevin.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So then we got the primetime game tonight. Golden State heading into the Clippers. The line was 6.5. It's went down to 5.5. I can't see anybody truly out with the Warriors to make that line come down. But anybody thinking about Golden State laying 5.5? Total set at 219.
Man. Until Green come back, I'm not messing with the Warriors. I do
Okay.
I do I do like a prop for Curry though. I think he'll get over his points. I think right now it says 22 and a half.
That's it,
I
huh? 22.5.
Yeah, it's he ain't been shooting too good this season, but I think tonight he'll get over the points. So they just come in. They've been playing some real. That total came down to I liked it at under 222. I think it came down to 218. But right now, man, the Warriors are not scoring. Clippers not scoring. Uh, I was leaning toward the under, but like I said, it done came down. But I'll take Curry to get over his points, man, with 22 and a half.
Well, I'd look at that too. That seems kind of tempting. Only 22.5 points for Curry. So I would definitely look
Mm-hmm.
at that after we get off of here. What do you think about that, man? That seems pretty juicy, huh? 22.5 points.
I like that, but I also think Clay Thompson gets his tonight, guys. And I do like Golden State in this spot. You're talking about another decent road team. They're 16-10, which it's not incredible, but the Clippers, I think I faded them last time. We were able to get the Dallas Mavericks on the last show. It was real close, but the number was 6.5. Dallas won by 7. I could see the Warriors winning by a similar score. But I do like Clay Thompson, whatever his points over Grover on Clay Thompson. I think he's going to rain in some threes as they're going to double team Curry tonight.
How many points are we going to have to get with Clay? 17, 18? What is
I
it?
don't know if Bo has the exact number. I can look it up. Bo, do you know how many points the Thompson
No,
total is?
I'm not for sure his points.
Okay, I can look it up.
Chris Morrow agrees with you. Chris Morrow says Clay, yes, he's going to get his points. He didn't put out a number either. Usually Clay's about 17, 18 since he came back. So I'm just throwing that out there as a random number.
Let's
Um,
see. I got it right here. If you guys bear with me here.
all right, yeah, yeah. So what about this total, Bo? Well, Matt looks at that 219.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was I would have took it if it stayed at 222. I still think it'd be a low scoring game, but
So this
it
opened
just
at 222 and it's now came down to 219.
right.
Okay. I think it's set just about right. It's going to
Yeah.
fall within that number about 3 points either. That 6 point would be three higher or three above. 219 is pretty much spot on. So at
Mm.
222 and you played the under, you're looking fairly decent right now, I think.
Yeah, yeah, Warriors offense just ain't been clicking, but they do play good defense. So
All right, all right. So I've went over the plays that I have. I'm going to take OKC as a free play with 10. I told you to take the Magic and the Denver game to go under 225. The other game we haven't talked about at all is the Rockets traveling into Utah. Utah's only at 15 points. That's a lot of points. That could be a backdoor. I wish I wouldn't have laid 15 Utah kind of game. Chris has got it at 18 and a half. Chris Morrow, what did you find, Matt? 18 and a half on Clay?
My guy doesn't have it up, would you believe it or not? But he's got every game. I'm sure he'll put it up soon. But I
All
did
right. Well, we're going to
find,
work with Chris's number, 18 and a
yeah,
half. Play.
18 and a half sounds good. I like it. But I did find Bobby Portis, and I got 17 and a half on him.
Okay, I think somebody had brought that up, or I've seen that somewhere. Bobby Portis. I think
Yeah,
earlier.
I think Bo
Yeah,
had brought it up. I'm going to go ahead and play that right here.
yeah, over. I think no, one of our guys early in the
yeah,
chat we had over
Oh,
20,
yeah, another guy did.
and he had plus money on it. He told me, and I didn't.
Well, he beat
Chris
me
had brought that
with
up. Chris
17 and a
said
half at minus 110.
Bobby
yeah.
Portis over 20 for plus money, so he's going to take a little stab and go.
Oh, okay. Well, I got 17 and a half, but I like that number.
Yeah, different books offer different things.
Yep.
Is legal. Do you have DraftKings and FanDuel in your state, Matt?
We don't have it yet. Georgia's probably going to be the last people to ever do it for some reason. They're just so behind. I'm hearing rumors about next year or 2024, but I know there's a lot of options that, especially for yesterday's Super Bowl, like I'm sure people were just going crazy on those props.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people start getting crazy on coin flips and color of the Gatorade. And
What was the color of the Gatorade, by the way?
blue.
I think it was blue.
It was blue.
I mean, there was
Yeah.
only two colors to bet, in my opinion. You think the Bengals are going to win? Bet orange. You think the Rams are going to win? Bet blue. What other? I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
that's the way I looked at it. You bet the team's colors, basically. I wouldn't have picked green or red. I would have went orange with the Bengals, and I don't know what color they were drinking over there, but I did see them throw that blue on McVay, and I did not play a silly bet like that.
No.
Yeah, but that would have been my angle. I would have said, those are the colors that represents the team.
That'd have been my guess too.
And then we got another one. Kevin said he's staying away from that Jazz game. He thinks, and I agree, 15 points with the Jazz. They may jump out to a nice big lead and then kind of rest in the end. And Houston,
I think they're over too high though.
232. You think that's gonna stay under that number?
Yeah, man.
I think so too. I know Utah spreads it out. I watch a lot of Utah games. They don't really, but you know what? I think there's a good chance Gobert could be playing tonight. But still, again, even with Gobert in there, they pass it around. The way Utah, if they're hitting their shots and they're hitting them threes, the totals do seem to go higher. But if they're off on their threes, the total, because like I said, they don't get in a big pace. They don't push the pace, I should say. The 232 does seem a little high, unless they're knocking down them threes tonight.
Yeah, that's the only way I would lean toward. I would lean on 15, and I would not take 15 with Houston too. So.
All right, Gloria's coming in here. Gloria's coming in and say take the under in the Jazz, and that's a question mark. So I think she's more asking all of us in general, or both. Bo likes the under.
Yeah,
I would lean towards.
I would lean toward the under. So I don't even think Houston to get to.
What's that? We lost Bo for a minute, so fill in, Matt. And Gloria also.
Oh, no problem. I'll go with Gloria here. I'm just double checking the over under what it opened at in the Sacramento game, and according to OddsShark, which is an okay tool, I prefer SBR odds, but they really fell off the map about a year ago. It looks like it opened at where's Utah? 229.5, and
So it's moved up.
It's jumped up to 233 on Bovada and 232, 233 across the board. I would lean the under here. I think what John said with the altitude, I think Houston might be gassed late in the game, and they might have a shutdown quarter where Houston only scores about 15 points. So I would take as my free play, I would take the under 233 in the Houston-Sacramento game. I guess we got Bo. Bo, what do you think about that total?
I'm not sure he's back. Let's see. Hey, Bo, you still there? All right, until we hear back, we'll
No problem.
trying to get his sound caught up, I'm sure. So Glory's also asking about, well, what do we think about the over in the Pistons game? Well, Glory, I'll tell you what, I would probably play the over in that game. Neither one of these teams really play good defense, especially Detroit. I'm not making a play on that game, but if I was, I would play on the over. Because Detroit usually gives up about 110, 112 points a game, and they just do not play defense. And the Wizards, they don't play a lot of defense either. And until Porzingis gets there and gets settled, I don't see the Wizards. No Bradley Beal. I don't see the Wizards being able to control much of that defensive outside either. Do you, Matt?
No, and we talked about these two teams and the fact that there's not a lot of caring going on, and that can definitely play a part in defense where they kind of just walk back like Harden defense where they don't care.
Yep, definitely.
And I have the total on that one opened at 218.5, and I see some 217s out there. And you can't fade line movement every time, but a lot of times in NBA totals, when it drops, you're going to get some decent value on playing like the over like that. So I would definitely lean the over as well, Gloria. I just think neither team really cares, and you could see like a 120 to 115 final.
Yeah, or I would, let it play halfway through the first and see what we're looking at and try to get a live bet if that option's available for you. But like I said, it's no play for me. But if I was going to make a play, and I generally play the unders, but this particular game, I would lean towards the over 217 and a half, 217. It might be now. Matt says on some sites. So yeah, before we come out, I usually write down all the up to date lines, which would be 5 Central, 5 Eastern, because we come on at 6 Eastern. So these lines do change closer to game time.
Oh yeah.
So I think we've talked about every game besides the Bulls and San Antonio. Really, we didn't go too much in depth with that, or did we? What do we talk about? Somebody like Bo liked the over in that.
Bo was all over the Bulls Spurs, I believe, over, and he mentioned some players that have been hot. Like I think he said DeRozan. Correct me if I'm wrong. DeRozan.
Oh yeah. So we did go. We went over every game then tonight.
As far as that game, I do see there's a lot of people jumping on that over. However, I feel a little bit differently when the total moves up. I'm not a guy that can run in there and just fade an over when the movement goes up. I don't just run in and bet unders just because they're tough to bet. But sometimes that is the play. I think the game that could go under, though, is the Knicks game. I think you could see Thunder slow it down. The Knicks are not like a super powerhouse on offense. That one's jumped up. I could actually see the under in the Knicks game. But as far as that Chicago game, I would go with Bo on that. I would just lean with what he said.
Yeah. All right. So she said, yeah, it did drop, and that's why I'm asking. So thank you. Do you see the chat messages on your end, Matt?
I just actually figured it out. I clicked over to the thing, and I see him now. I would see we got Gloria, and then there was what was it, Kevin and Chris. So we had
Chris.
we had a few
Terry dropped in for a minute. So we had a lot of good questions today, and I think we gave a lot of good plays. So let's wrap it up for today. And it's 20 minutes till tip off. So let's make some money tonight. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks again for having me, John. Have a blessed night, and hopefully we'll get Bo back tomorrow or the next day. And I'm sure he's just having a technical difficulty.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, when his phone rings, it kind of throws it off. So we'll get Bo back, and we'll get you back here tomorrow, Matt, and we're gonna put out some more good winners. We got a big card tomorrow. There's a lot of games in college tomorrow. Tuesdays are big games, big days in college. So we'll see everyone tomorrow, hopefully.
Sounds good, John. Take care. Have a good night.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
All right.